I must be having deja vu because UNC is back in the Final Four, and I think the 2009 National Championship team can speak for the 2017 team to the entire college basketball world.
Remember us?
Phoenix is a cool place, and if you're in Arizona, you have to go see the Grand Canyon. Oh man, just look at those views. And the canyon in the background is pretty nice, I guess. Next up on the Phoenix tour, we'll head to the world's largest musical instrument museum. This museum has instruments from more than 200 countries, and because they allow you to play some of them, I got in on the act. Beautiful and talented. Man, I'm awesome. Hey, we're in spring training country, so let's go watch some baseball. The Arizona Diamondbacks play at Chase Field, and Chase is known for its interesting take on ballpark food, so I tried one of their creations, a ham and cheese pretzel baguette. It's a weird concoction, but man, is it tasty. Alright, I've carbo loaded, so let's go take care of business. Wow, University of Phoenix Stadium is breathtaking. The Heels didn't make it easy on themselves, but...
Speedy player to do that. Long. Second one, no. And makes! Carolina saves it on the glass!
Carolina is going back to the ship, and this time, they're gonna bring it home. Most UNC students know that a random lottery determines who gets student tickets to men's basketball games. Carolina students are also aware of the tradition of tenters in Duke's famous Krzyzewskiville. What some students might not know is that in order to determine which tent gets into Duke games first, students must take an exam about the history of Duke basketball. A lot of UNC students don't like the lottery system, so that begs the question, what if the systems were reversed? I went to the Pit, the hub of life on UNC's campus, to see how students would do on my test.
Michael Jordan, 23. Phil Ford, 6.
Maybe Ford with, I don't know his number, and so I don't know at all.
Tyler Hansborough, number 40. Let's see, Antoine Jamison, 30.
93, right? I don't know the other years.
In the 50s, 1980 something, right? 90s, I don't know. That's before my time. White flag, raise the white flag.
UCLA.
Duke.
I'm gonna go Kentucky.
Kentucky is the right answer. So you got 2 of the 5. That's pretty impressive. You would definitely be a phase 1 ticket so far.
Seriously?
Seriously. Well, I guess what we learned here is that you might not like the lottery, but remember, things could always be worse. In Chapel Hill, I'm Paul Beam reporting. Welcome to the 2017 Beamy Awards. I'm your host, Paul Beam, and let's get right to the good stuff. Our first category, Most Improved Player, and this for me has been decided since the beginning of the season. The Beamy Award winner is Kenny Williams. Williams barely saw the floor last season, but ended up starting every game this season before having it cut short due to injury. The sophomore averaged more than 6 points per game, and he hit 26 more three-pointers this year than he did all of last year. Williams' most important contribution was on the defensive end as he became a defensive stopper. Coach Roy Williams often called Kenny Carolina's best perimeter defender. Our next category is an award that is always hotly debated in the NBA, and there are a couple good choices on this Tar Heel team. But this year's MVP award, in my opinion, is a no-brainer. The Beamy Award goes to Joel Berry. Before you go crazy out there, Justin Jackson was clearly the best player on this team, but the Tar Heels had no shot at the title this year without Joel Berry. Berry gave the Tar Heels something they're always criticized for not having enough of: toughness. He played through the entire tournament on 2 bad ankles, and when nobody could hit a shot for the Heels in the national championship game, Berry scored 22 points and won Final Four Most Outstanding Player. The resume speaks for itself. Now the moment you've all been waiting for, the Best Moment Award. And how can it not be anything but winning the national championship? This is strictly a formality. The Beamy goes to Luke May's shot to beat Kentucky? What? Why? It's simple, really. With an academic scandal always looming overhead, Roy has had to recruit less coveted players and develop them into reliable contributors. May, one of those recruits, sent Carolina to the Final Four and won the South Regional's Most Outstanding Player Award, beating out 3 future NBA lottery picks. That's a perfect metaphor for Roy's success. That does it for this year's Beamy Awards. Now back to your regularly scheduled Sports Extra programming. The option offense is based on misdirection, and it's nearly impossible to anticipate what the offense is going to do. Assignment defense is the key. I'll use an example from the UNC Georgia Tech game last year to show you what I mean. There needs to be defenders responsible for the quarterback, fullback, and the wingback. Once we get to the QB fullback mesh point, you'll see that Tech QB Justin Thomas is trying to read defensive end Mikey Bart. Bart is going to fake like he's going after the fullback, but he stays outside because he's assigned to the QB, and linebacker Kason Collins fills the hole as he's assigned to the fullback. Thomas decides to keep the ball, and Collins uses good play recognition to dismiss the fullback and go after Thomas. Down at the bottom of your screen, you're going to see cornerback Des Lawrence come down and set the edge, which forces the wingback back inside in the direction of Bart. There's absolutely nowhere to go with the ball, and Justin Thomas ends up coughing up the rock. It's bad enough to turn the ball over, but what's worse is that Carolina turned it over in its half of the field. Virginia Tech's average starting field position after a Tar Heel turnover was at the North Carolina 39-yard line. Virginia Tech's offense wasn't exactly humming as the Hokies finished the day with just 264 yards. With such a short field to work with, though, Tech was able to score 27 of its 34 points off of UNC turnovers.
Let's keep the party going by bringing in basketball analyst Paul Beam to break the game down. Paul, how did the Heels get their revenge?
John, the biggest difference between the game on Saturday and the one in Cameron a few weeks ago was Carolina's defensive intensity on the perimeter. In the first game, Carolina's defense was slow on closeouts and that at the arc, and that fueled a Grayson Allen barrage as he torched UNC with 7 3-pointers. The Heels also allowed Duke to drive the lane uncontested, allowing easy and ferocious finishes at the rim. On Saturday, though, Carolina had quick closeouts, running Duke off the 3-point line and allowing only 7 threes the entire game. The Heels also played tremendous defense at the rack, contesting nearly every shot and holding Duke to less than 45% shooting on the night.